It is August 1789. In the months since the storming of the Bastille, France has been in upheaval. The National Constituent Assembly, newly formed from the Third Estate and sympathetic deputies of the clergy and nobility, has begun writing the future. The Great Fear has shaken the countryside, feudal privileges are under threat, and King Louis XVI has returned to Paris as a constitutional monarch. In this charged atmosphere, the Assembly turns to codify a new political and moral order. Between the 20th and the 26th of August 1789, the Assembly adopts the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, a foundational text that outlines universal principles. It proclaims that men are born and remain free and equal in rights, and defines those rights as liberty, property, security, and resistance to oppression revolution. It states that political authority derives from the general will, not from divine right or hereditary privilege. The document emerges from Enlightenment ideals. Its authors include Marquis de Lafayette, who had drafted an early version, guided by ideas he picked up in America, and Thomas Jefferson, who advised from abroad. Mirabeau also played a central role in revising key articles prior to final adoption. What does the Declaration actually say? The first 17 articles make bold claims. Article 1 guarantees equality at birth. Article 2 identifies the fundamental rights. Article 3 asserts that sovereignty resides in the nation, not the king. Article 6 ensures all citizens may participate in legislation or be elected based on merit rather than birth. Articles 7 through 11 outlaw arbitrary arrest, uphold freedom of thought, speech, religion, and press. Later articles guarantee legal process rights, tax fairness, public accountability, separation of powers, and the inviolability of property. Despite its universal values, the Declaration has practical limits. It explicitly applies only to male citizens, and political participation is restricted to active citizens, men over 25 who pay a certain amount of taxes. Women, the poor, domestic servants, and colonial subjects are excluded. Not until later would voices like Olympe de Gouges demand rights for women in her Declaration of the Rights of Woman and the Female Citizen in 1791. Politically, the Declaration marks a turning point. It is attached as a preamble to the Constitution of 1791 and later included in subsequent French republics. Up to the current 1958 Constitution, its influence extends globally, taken up as a model for human rights documents around the world. In the short term, it helps consolidate revolutionary gains. The Assembly abolishes feudal privileges just weeks later, on the 4th of August. Taxes and tithes tied to nobility and clergy are eliminated. The Declaration helps legitimize these sweeping changes. The monarchy is now limited, and policies increasingly reflect the ideals of equality, representation, and legal protections. For the people of France, the Declaration offers a new vision of citizenship and justice. It channels Enlightenment optimism into political reality, challenges centuries of absolutist rule. It recasts political authority as the will of the people. And crucially, it gives the revolution a moral foundation that ordinary citizens can rally behind. In part 2 of your series, this episode builds on the direct action of Bastille Day by showing the ideological shift that followed. The narrative moves from revolutionary protest to a newly codified set of ideals that shape the direction of the conflict. In part 3, we will follow how those ideas collide with royal resistance, the economic crisis, and political turmoil, ultimately escalating into radicalization and republicanism. Coming soon. Thank you for watching.